Welcome back. We have managed to get past another one of the traps on the Isle of the Beast by using the shield from the catacombs to deflect the arrow from this stone archer. Unfortunately, he has no more arrows, so we can freely pass through the gate anytime we want now. Also, fortunately, the gardener, who probably was the genie, Shamir Shemazel, is not here either.
With the gardener gone, Alexander can see that the garden plot is hardly more than a fresh patch of dirt.
Again, more proof that he wasn't a real gardener, in case you hadn't figured it out yet. And what do we have here? A lovely gazebo covered with white flowers.
Flowering rose hedges grow on either side of the path winding north. A delicate gazebo made of white painted pine and overgrown with rose vines leads north into what appears from here to be a garden.
How lovely! Who made all this stuff? If you couldn't get past those traps. I'd like a white rose.
Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges.
Cosima might like that.
The rose has a hue of the purest white.
Okay, let's see what's in the garden.
Alexander walks forward to step onto the gazebo. But the rose hedges on either side of the path, sensing an intruder's presence, reach out their vines and blend together. The path is blocked.
That's not normal behavior for plants, now is it? But I really want to find out what's in that garden.
The hedge over the path is covered with thorns, and its vines are thick and strong. Alexander cannot part the hedge with his hands.
Maybe we can part the hedge with something else. I doubt that Celeste's dagger will do.
The dagger isn't strong enough to cut through the magical hedges.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting that to work. But how about that scythe we got from the village of the Druids?
Alexander wields the scythe, determined to get past the magical rose hedges. The leaves fly as Alexander tries to cut the branches faster than they can grow back together. He sees light. He's through.
Ooh.
Who dares enter Beast's garden?
My name is Alexander. I didn't mean to disturb your private garden.
No. And yet, monsieur, you could hardly have accidentally broken through the 3 enchanted traps of the Isle of the Beast.
I suppose it is simply my nature to break through enchanted traps.
You must be a prince, then. I know the nature of princes all too well. This face you see before you is hideous, is it not?
Well, for the face of a beast, it is really quite noble.
Ha! I'm glad you like it, for you will soon own one just like it. I too was once a pretty prince, caring for nothing but adventuring and rescuing fair maidens. But I rankled one too many evil hags. One dark night, I was turned into this obscenity you see before you, warped in shape and trapped on this enchanted island over 100 years ago.
Surely there is a way off this island.
Oh, surely. You broke in, did you not? And yet think, where would I go clad so eloquently as I am with this silk and this pelt? You see, my prison is also my sanctuary. You are the first to break through the barriers in lo these many years. That is, except for the druids who stole my heirloom coat of arms.
If there's any way I can help,
Help? You? I'm afraid you don't understand. The enchanted barriers were a warning and protection for you more than for me. Your prize for forcing your way past them is to join me in this dire life. By the laws of this sorcery, you are doomed to be trapped in the form of a beast. Your reward for broaching this garden is to be my slave, a slave as beastly as I am. You have only a few hours of humanity left.
But that's not possible. There must be some way to break the enchantment. Spells always have a weakness somewhere.
The enchantment you are under is tied to my own. Oh, the sorceress left me a way out. But I'm afraid it was only her final bitter joke. You see, I need only find a maiden to join me here, to share my castle, my life, willingly. Take another look at me. You can't help but admire the hag's terrible cruelty and cunning.
I shall try to find such a maid, for Casima's sake.
Truly? How determined of you. I personally would not waste my last few hours as a man on an impossible errand. However, you may do as you please. I give you this token. It's my family ring, and the only heirloom I have left. If perchance you should... if you think you have found a maid...
I shall give her this ring.
Yes, she must accept it of her own free will. By doing so, she accepts me. Not that you shall find anyone, mind you. Your time is short. Count the minutes on your fingers while your fingers you have, pretty prince. Your master will await you.
Well, that suits Alexander well for trying to break through traps without knowing what's on the other side, I guess. And the beast is actually sort of exaggerating. We don't have hours of left, we have maybe minutes at most. This whole conversation is a bit surreal, actually, because Robbie Benson, who voices Alexander, is actually also the voice of the Beast in Disney's Beauty and the Beast. So that's a bit weird. Also, go back and watch that movie and try to imagine him saying zounds. Anyway, seems that we are in quite a conundrum. We have to find a maid to join the beast here, otherwise we will turn into a beast quite soon. At least we'll get to live in a nice castle.
Beast's castle seems forlorn and far from any human warmth.
Okay, maybe not so nice.
The path ends here at a small clearing. A gushing fountain dominates the clearing, and an iron gate leads off into a maze of hedges. In the distance, a castle stands out majestically against the sky.
It's quite a maze he got here too.
The hedge continues back towards the castle and forms what appears to be a maze.
And the nice fountain.
A fountain in the middle of the clearing bubbles with fresh, glittering water.
Can we follow Beast?
The gate has been firmly shut and latched. Beast doesn't seem to welcome Alexander's company right now.
Well, if we really wanted to, I suppose we could just climb over one of these hedges, but I guess we'd better try and find a maid. Also, notice that Beast mentions that some of his property had been stolen by the druids. That's what, the third or the fourth time we hear about something being stolen? I mean, the queen said their singing stone had been stolen, and the winged ones said that their golden fleece had been stolen. Yeah, so this is the third thing we heard about being stolen. And again, I remind you that the ferryman told us that This whole feud between the islands was about stolen property. So why are they going around stealing things from each other? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, and if Beast hasn't left this island in 100 years, then how could he have gone over to the Isle of Wonder to steal the Singing Stone? Very peculiar. Anyway, we need to find a maiden. And there really is only one such suitable maiden on this island. On these islands, since we only know of two maidens. One is Cosima, and obviously that one is out of the question. And the other is the serving girl. So that one will have to do.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
And hopefully she will be willing to oblige us, otherwise we are in trouble.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Okay. Actually, while we're here, I'm sure we have enough time. That white rose we took might be very nice for Cosima, so
Alexander feels a strange sensation come over him. His skin begins to itch.
Uh-oh.
His head throbs.
Wee, 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 wee!
Was that the beast you could do?
Maybe. Maybe not. We don't get the death sequence because we didn't actually die. Of course, I was stalling deliberately because I wanted to show you that. Let's do this a bit quicker. So let's head to the Isle of the Crown and seek out the serving maid. And hopefully we will be able to convince her to join the beast here, otherwise we are in trouble.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
And although I wanted to send the rose to Cosima, I guess we'll have to do that later. Because we just don't have time right now. We have to hurry before we change into a beast. And hopefully we can even talk to the servant girl. How lucky! She's a lot closer than she was before. We'll see if we can convince her to help us in the next video.